Hello everyone, and welcome to my Update US Gossip channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Christine Brown of Sister Wives discusses her profound grief. This week, Christine Brown Woolley, star of Sister Wives, lost a beloved family member. This year, the reality star has a lot to celebrate, including the fall release of her memoir. She is, however, taking some time to reflect and openly expressing her grief to her audience for the time being. On the anniversary of his passing, Christine Brown pays tribute to Garrison Brown. On March 5, 2025, Garrison Brown's death will have marked 1 year. Even though he is fondly remembered by his friends and family, the pain will never be completely gone. Because they prefer to grieve privately, many members of the Brown family keep a low profile and do not share memorial posts with the public. Christine Brown chose to commemorate Garrison with an Instagram post. Christine shared on the platform, "I found a video of Garrison helping me move and watched it so many times. Every photo, video, memory, joke, and story with him in it is infinitely more precious than ever. My heart aches without him. Oh, how I miss him. I can't believe he's been dead for a year. It's hard to say goodbye, but I miss him, and today is the saddest day of my life." The TLC star included several pictures of Garrison Brown having fun with other family members. She even included a wedding photo of Garrison and David Woolley. Truly and Garrison were clearly inseparable in multiple photos. The family is in the hearts of many Sister Wives fans. Christine, on the other hand, chose to omit the comments so that the conversation remained civil and remained focused on Garrison. Numerous viewers began blaming various members of his family, particularly Kody and Robyn, following his death. Sister Wives are put on hold by TLC, allowing the family to grieve in peace. Sister Wives fans are aware that Season 19 is currently unavailable on TLC. This spring, the network will air additional episodes, including the highly anticipated Tell-All. Although TLC has not officially stated the reason for the pause, many viewers are of the opinion that the decision was made so that the family could grieve in peace in the weeks leading up to March 5. Even without all of the chaos and drama that is shown on screen, it is clear that this has been a difficult time for the Brown family. "You are always at the forefront of my thoughts in every quiet moment, even though I stay busy. Baby, it has been a year. We greatly miss you. I miss you so much," Janelle wrote in a tribute to her son on her own Instagram post. Robyn Brown's foray into the world of jewelry design has become one of the most talked about, and controversial, aspects of the current Sister Wives season, with many fans claiming that one of her necklace designs is a blatant rip-off of a piece featured in the animated series SpongeBob SquarePants. Over the past few months, social media platforms and fan forums have erupted with discussions dissecting every curve, font, and embellishment of the piece, and viewers are not holding back their opinions. Many argue that the design, which was part of Robyn's failed jewelry business venture, My Sister Wife's Closet, is so cartoonish and reminiscent of a beloved children's show that it borders on derivative, with one particularly vocal Reddit user noting that while watching an episode of SpongeBob, where a group of female characters known as the Gal Pals receive a quirky, symbolic necklace during a camping episode, the design in question immediately struck them as uncannily similar to Robyn's creation. Screenshots shared online have drawn side-by-side comparisons between the playful, vibrant necklace from the cartoon and Robyn's clunky design, prompting many to wonder whether her inspiration was a misguided homage or an outright theft of intellectual property from a show that has long captivated audiences with its whimsical aesthetic. The comparisons don't end with SpongeBob alone. Some fans have even likened Robyn's design to a dog tag reminiscent of the iconic accessory worn by Scooby-Doo, arguing that the piece looks like something that should be part of a cartoon's parody rather than a serious, marketable jewelry item. Critics on Reddit have commented on the design's cringe factor, pointing out that the necklace appears to use a font typically associated with tagging, something more commonly seen in graffiti or on trains and bridges, rather than the refined typography one would expect from a professional designer. Comments such as "Every time I see that jewelry I feel like it's satire or a meme someone made up because of how ugly it is but it's real" illustrate the widespread disbelief and mockery among viewers, many of whom feel that the design not only lacks originality but also undermines Robyn's credibility as a creative force in her own right. Some fans have speculated that the inspiration for the design might have come from a particular episode of SpongeBob SquarePants that features a ceremonial necklace given to a new member of a group during a camping trip. In this episode, the necklace's design is playful, bold, and distinctly cartoonish, attributes that many see echoed in Robyn's creation. One thread on Reddit even questioned whether Robyn had appropriated the design after watching the show with her stepchildren, noting that the similarities are too striking to be coincidental. They argued that if she had been genuinely inspired by the show, she might have acknowledged it openly. Instead, she appears to have presented the design as her own original idea. This perceived act of intellectual laziness or appropriation has only added fuel to the fire, with fans accusing her of stealing from SpongeBob, a charge that resonates deeply in a fandom that prizes originality and creativity. The controversy surrounding this design is emblematic of larger criticisms leveled against Robyn Brown by Sister Wives fans. Over the years, many viewers have grown increasingly frustrated with what they perceive as Robyn's self-centered approach to managing her family and her business ventures. Her tendency to assert control over every aspect of family life, including the creative endeavors that she publicly promotes, has led to accusations that she is more interested in curating a personal brand than in fostering genuine, collaborative relationships. The necklace controversy, with its comparisons to a beloved cartoon icon, is seen as just one more example of her tendency to repurpose or recycle ideas without proper attribution or innovation. In the eyes of her critics, this not only reflects poorly on her as a businesswoman but also reinforces a narrative of narcissism and entitlement that has dogged her public image for years. What makes this situation even more contentious is the broader context of the Brown family's history in the reality TV world, where every misstep is magnified and every creative decision is subject to intense scrutiny. Fans have long been divided over Robyn's role in the family. Some see her as a stabilizing force who has helped to modernize aspects of the traditional polygamous lifestyle, while others view her as an opportunist whose actions have contributed to the family's ongoing dysfunction. The accusation that she stole a design from SpongeBob SquarePants taps into these deeper sentiments. For those who have witnessed firsthand the internal conflicts and power struggles within the Brown household, the idea that Robyn might be willing to lift a design from a children's cartoon without acknowledgement seems to perfectly encapsulate the criticisms they have long held, that she values image over integrity, that she is more interested in maintaining a carefully crafted public persona than in genuine creative expression, and that her actions often lack the authenticity that fans crave. In reality TV. Moreover, the reaction to the necklace design has sparked a larger conversation about the nature of intellectual property in the age of social media, where inspiration and imitation often blur the lines between homage and theft. In today's digital landscape, where ideas are shared, remixed, and repurposed at lightning speed, accusations of stealing can quickly escalate into full-blown public controversies. For fans of Sister Wives, this is not merely about a piece of jewelry. It is about a perceived pattern of behavior by Robyn Brown, one that suggests she may not respect the creative efforts of others or even her own capacity for originality. This perception has only intensified the scrutiny of her every move, as fans recall previous instances where her business ventures and creative outputs were met with similar allegations of unoriginality. In this light, the so-called SpongeBob necklace becomes a symbol of a recurring issue. The belief that Robyn's approach to business and creativity is fundamentally flawed because it relies on mimicry rather than innovation. Critics argue that if Robyn Brown had taken a more original approach, one that genuinely reflected her personal style and the unique identity of her brand, the conversation might have been entirely different. Instead, the similarities to SpongeBob's iconic design have led to accusations that she is not only unoriginal but also dismissive of the cultural significance of the source material. SpongeBob SquarePants, a show celebrated for its creativity, humor, and distinct visual style, is held in high regard by its fans. To have a design that appears to borrow heavily from its aesthetic without any nod of acknowledgement is seen by many as a slap in the face to both the creators of the show and its dedicated audience. For these fans, it reinforces the perception that Robyn Brown, and by extension the Brown family's management of their public image, operates on a principle of self-interest that leaves little room for respect for others' intellectual contributions. Adding another layer of complexity to the issue is the internal debate among fans regarding the origin of the design. Some speculate that the design might have been influenced by someone else in the family, perhaps even Dayton, whose creative contributions have occasionally been noted in behind-the-scenes discussions. However, Robyn has often taken credit for the design, leading many to conclude that whether intentional or not, the design's resemblance to a SpongeBob accessory is a reflection of her own creative shortcomings. This speculation only intensifies the backlash, as fans feel that the true source of inspiration has been obscured by a desire to present a polished, marketable image that ultimately lacks substance. In a world where originality is highly valued and accusations of plagiarism can severely damage a public figure's reputation, the claim that Robyn Brown stole from SpongeBob has become a rallying cry for those who are disillusioned with the current direction of the show and the management of the Brown family's brand. At its core, the controversy over Robyn Brown's alleged theft from SpongeBob is about more than just a piece of jewelry. It is about the broader expectations fans have for authenticity and originality in the content they consume. In a reality TV landscape where every detail is scrutinized and every misstep is amplified, the failure to acknowledge one's influences, especially when those influences are as iconic as SpongeBob SquarePants, can feel like a profound betrayal to an audience that has invested emotionally in the show over many seasons. The backlash is a manifestation of the deep-seated frustration that many fans feel towards what they see as a pattern of behavior, the repeated instances where the Brown family, and Robyn in particular, have prioritized image and profit over genuine creativity and integrity. Furthermore, this controversy also highlights the power dynamics at play within the Brown family itself, where creative authority is often wielded as a tool of control. For many fans, Robyn's insistence on taking full credit for a design that appears to be derivative not only reflects her narcissistic tendencies but also underscores the larger issues of power and manipulation that have long defined the family's interactions. Her actions serve as a reminder of how, in a tightly controlled environment like that of the Brown family, the suppression of individual voices and the monopolization of creative expression can lead to a climate where originality is sacrificed at the altar of maintaining a curated image. In conclusion, the claim that Robyn Brown stole from SpongeBob is not just a quirky observation made by a few fans, it has evolved into a potent symbol of the broader discontent among Sister Wives viewers. For many, it encapsulates their frustration with a reality TV narrative that seems increasingly out of touch with the values of creativity, authenticity, and mutual respect. As the season progresses and more designs, decisions, and dramatic moments unfold, this controversy is likely to remain a flashpoint, serving as both a cautionary tale about the perils of unoriginality and a rallying cry for those who demand accountability and originality from the public figures they admire. Whether or not Robyn Brown ever addresses these accusations directly, the discussion has already cemented itself as a defining moment in the ongoing saga of the Brown family, a moment that, for many fans, underscores the need for genuine creative expression and the importance of acknowledging one's influences rather than disguising them as wholly original ideas. The upcoming episode of Sister Wives promises to be one of the most intriguing yet for longtime fans, as it shifts the focus to a new, spiritually charged storyline where Robyn Brown takes center stage in a role that is both maternal and authoritative. In a move that has already sparked intense discussion online, Robyn is seen guiding her adult daughters through the process of interviewing church pastors as they search for a new spiritual home, a quest that not only highlights her evolving approach to faith but also reveals the increasingly complex interplay between religion and family dynamics within the Brown household. For years, the family's life has been interwoven with the doctrines of their polygamous faith, where every decision, from marriage to business ventures, has been filtered through a strict religious lens. Now, as the family's traditional structures come under mounting scrutiny both from within and from a critical fanbase, Robyn's latest venture into the world of church outreach appears to be an attempt to redefine that legacy. Rather than simply accepting the religious framework they have known for decades, Robyn is now actively exploring alternatives by engaging with pastors from various denominations, hoping to find a community that aligns more closely with her current values and that of her daughters. This new chapter is significant because it represents not only a shift in spiritual direction but also a broader change in the way the family negotiates its identity. Many fans have long noted that the Brown family's relationship with their church was once a source of unity and purpose, but over time, the rigid adherence to old rules and the authoritarian influence of certain leaders began to erode genuine personal connection. Robyn's decision to lead her daughters in interviewing church leaders is seen by some as a bold statement, a deliberate effort to move beyond the confines of an outdated system in search of something that offers both meaning and freedom. Critics and supporters alike are weighing in on what this means for the future of the family. On one hand, some viewers applaud Robyn for taking a proactive role in shaping her daughters' spiritual futures, arguing that it is a much-needed step toward allowing the younger generation to choose a faith path that resonates with their modern sensibilities. These fans contend that, by exposing her daughters to a range of pastoral perspectives, Robyn is empowering them to break free from the restrictive religious norms of their upbringing, a tradition that, in many ways, has contributed to long-standing internal conflicts and feelings of alienation among the children. On the other hand, a significant portion of the fanbase remains skeptical, perceiving this move as another facet of Robyn's well-documented need for control and self-aggrandizement. For these viewers, her actions appear to be less about genuine spiritual exploration and more about reinforcing her role as the central figure who dictates not only the family's public image but also its inner workings. They point to past episodes where Robyn's insistence on maintaining a certain image or narrative has often led to tension, arguing that her current foray into church interviews may simply be a rebranding effort, a calculated attempt to present herself as both nurturing and visionary while deflecting attention from unresolved issues with her ex-husbands and even some of her own daughters. Adding another layer to the unfolding narrative is the fact that this church search comes at a time when the Brown family is already grappling with multiple crises. Recent episodes have highlighted the fallout from internal feuds, financial strains, and an evolving public perception that paints the family as increasingly fractured. Against this backdrop, Robyn's initiative to involve church pastors is not only a personal journey but also a strategic move intended to restore a semblance of order and unity. In interviews and confessional segments, Robyn has hinted that finding the right church is more than a mere business or public relations endeavor. It's about securing a supportive, spiritually enriching environment that can help heal old wounds and provide a stable foundation for her daughters as they navigate the complexities of adulthood. The idea is that by aligning themselves with a church community that values inclusivity, compassion, and personal growth, the family might finally break free from the negative patterns that have long defined their existence. However, this shift is not without its challenges. For many in the family, particularly those who have been on the receiving end of strict religious mandates for years, the prospect of embracing a new spiritual paradigm is both exciting and deeply unsettling. There is a palpable sense of tension as fans speculate about which church or denomination might emerge as the new spiritual home for the Brown family, and whether such a move will truly lead to transformation or merely serve as a temporary bandage over deeper, unresolved issues. Some viewers are already comparing this search for a new church to previous attempts by the family to reinvent themselves after periods of intense public scandal and personal strife. They recall how, in earlier seasons, the family's religious identity was presented as an unshakable pillar of strength, only to see that same pillar crumble under the weight of internal discord and external criticism. Now, with Robyn at the helm, the quest for a church is imbued with both hope and skepticism, a duality that perfectly encapsulates the current state of the Brown family. Critics of this new storyline argue that Robyn's leadership in this context is emblematic of her larger-than-life persona, which has often been characterized by an insatiable desire for control and recognition. They contend that while her decision to interview church pastors may be framed as an act of empowerment and progression, it is, in reality, another example of her monopolizing the narrative for her own benefit. By steering her daughters toward a particular religious vision, she is not only influencing their spiritual choices but also subtly reinforcing the hierarchical structure that has long been a source of contention within the family. In this light, the church search could be seen as a double-edged sword, offering the promise of renewal on one side, while simultaneously perpetuating the very power dynamics that many fans and critics have come to resent. Moreover, the timing of this initiative adds fuel to the debate. The upcoming episode, which is highly anticipated by the fan community, is expected to reveal candid, unscripted moments that may expose the underlying tensions between Robyn and her daughters. Some fans hope that this will be a turning point, a chance for the family to finally address the deep-seated emotional scars left by years of rigid religious indoctrination and familial neglect. Others fear that it might simply become another chapter in a long history of superficial attempts at reconciliation that do little to resolve the core issues at hand. Social media discussions have already exploded with predictions, with hashtags and forum threads dedicated to speculating whether the church interviews will catalyze real change or merely serve as a distraction from ongoing internal conflicts. In many ways, Robyn's current project is emblematic of the broader evolution of the sister-wife's narrative. Once, the show focused heavily on the logistics of maintaining a polygamous household under extreme public scrutiny. Over time, however, the focus has gradually shifted toward more intimate, personal struggles, issues like identity, autonomy, and the search for spiritual fulfillment in a rapidly changing world. Robyn's decision to take her daughters on this church-hopping journey is a microcosm of that shift. It is an attempt to reframe the family story not solely as one of scandal and dysfunction, but as a quest for meaning and redemption in an uncertain landscape. Whether this new approach will resonate with viewers remains to be seen, but it is clear that the stakes are high. For fans who have invested emotionally in the Brown family's tumultuous history, the promise of a fresh start is tantalizing, even as it is fraught with the risk of repeating old patterns. As the episode airs this Sunday on TLC, all eyes will be on Robyn as she conducts these interviews. Her demeanor, her choice of questions, and the reactions of the pastors will be dissected by an audience that is both hopeful and wary. Will these conversations reveal a genuine transformation in her approach to leadership and spirituality? Or will they expose the same self-serving tactics that have long marred her reputation? For many fans, the answer to this question will be a litmus test for the future direction of the show. In a recent online discussion, one fan noted, "If Robyn can show us that she's truly looking for a church that nurtures and supports rather than controls, maybe there's hope for change. But if it's just another ploy to keep us entertained while nothing real changes, then it's all just more of the same." This sentiment, echoed across multiple platforms, captures the ambivalence that defines the current moment for sister wives. The anticipation is further heightened by the knowledge that this isn't the first time the family has attempted to reinvent itself. Past efforts to break away from old religious and cultural confines have often been met with mixed results, moments of genuine progress interspersed with setbacks and superficial fixes. Now, with Robyn leading the charge, fans are keenly aware that the outcome will likely have lasting implications, not only for her own reputation but for the entire family's legacy. The church interviews could serve as a catalyst for deeper conversations about faith, freedom, and the role of religion in shaping identity in a post-polygamous era. Alternatively, they might simply reinforce a narrative of control that has become synonymous with Robyn's management style, leaving many to wonder if the family will ever break free of its past. In the end, the preview of Robyn Brown interviewing church pastors for her kids encapsulates a critical juncture for sister wives. It is a moment laden with potential, a chance to redefine what it means to be a family in a modern, multifaceted world, and yet it is also a moment fraught with peril, as old wounds and unresolved tensions threaten to undermine any semblance of progress. For fans who have long been invested in the ups and downs of the Brown family, this episode is more than just another installment in a reality TV saga. It is a poignant reminder that the journey toward healing is never linear, and that sometimes the quest for spiritual and personal renewal is as messy as it is necessary. Whether Robyn's foray into church interviews will be remembered as a turning point or merely another episode of drama remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: the fans are watching closely, their hopes high and their expectations even higher, as they wait to see if this bold new chapter will finally lead to the transformation they have long desired for the Brown family.